The woman that you want to become is literally waiting for you to change into her right now. She's waiting for you to change your mind, open your heart, remove those limiting beliefs and that fear, and get ready to step into your purpose. She's waiting for you to make the choice that you want to be her so that you can become her. And today, we're gonna be getting out of our own way, okay? Because 2024 is right around the corner and it's time for us to get prepared. Hi loved ones, welcome to Fully Loving Yourself. My name is Science Star J. If you are new here, how you doing? Welcome. And if you're returning, hey y'all. Alright, you know what I want to do? I want to go outside. I want to have this conversation outside. Let's go outside and talk. What is something that you want to get done by the end of the year? What is a goal that you have that was a really big goal, or even a small goal that you had that you were like, I really want to get this done by the end of 2023? Now, what's stopping you from doing just that? What is getting in the way of you committing to yourself and the goal and the dream that you had for yourself? Now, if it's something serious that you're like, okay, I really can't complete this by the end of the year, that's okay. One thing that we really always need to remember is to give ourselves grace, extend ourselves grace, because there are things that come up, like health things, life things, family things, that get in the way of us not being able to do the things that we want to do, and that's all right. And another thing I'd like for you all to think about and consider is, how do you keep track of the things that you want to accomplish? I'm really big on having to-do lists and checklists, so that way I can visually see that I'm actually accomplishing something. So sometimes when we are not keeping track of all of the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis, it can make us feel as if we're not accomplishing anything, we're not doing anything. It may make us feel like we're failing at life when really we're not. If you woke up today and you're doing better today than you did yesterday, if you're here, you're surviving, it's okay. We're going to get you to the point where you're not just surviving, but you're thriving. But if you're here and you woke up and you got out the bed, you ate at least once today, you're doing good. Right now, it is the second week of October for me. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video. Whenever you do watch this video, just know, whenever you set a goal for yourself, have actionable steps to complete it, right? Because a lot of times we can have this really big vision, this really big thing that we want to do, and it can get intimidating. It can be very intimidating, and there's another word that I want to use, but okay. For example, for myself, I have this really big vision, this really big goal that I want to achieve, and I'm just like, wow, I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? And so I got scared, nervous, anxious. I'm like intimidated and just contemplating, like, how am I going to do this big thing by myself? And so I thought about it, like, you don't have to do everything by yourself. And so that's one thing that I want to really hone in on today, is that when you have a goal and you don't feel like you can achieve it and you don't feel like you'll be able to do it alone, just know that you don't have to. You can ask for help. You can reach out to people for support, mentorship, family, friends. Let a few people know what it is that you want to accomplish. Don't tell everybody, because when you have too many eyes and ears on your goals and your plans, they can try to convince you to not do it, or they can, throw their ideas into it, and that can kind of mess up what it is that you have that you want to do for yourself. So having people that can pour into you and help you along your journey and help you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, having people that can pray for you. Sometimes just having that added support can give you the push and the oomph that you need to accomplish that goal. Just knowing that you have somebody who's behind you and willing to pour into you and that believes in your dream as much as you do. And that's not always going to be the case. You may have a dream that's really big and people are like, oh girl, I don't know how you fitting to do that, right? But that's okay. I heard Steve Harvey say on a podcast a few days ago that in your imagination, God is going to give you the vision, and he's not giving that same vision to everybody else around you. So you can tell people like, this is what it is that I want to do, but they don't see it the way that you see it. So they can support you and pour into it the way that you need for them to, but if they don't see it the way that you see it as clear, that's okay. Don't be discouraged by that, right? So having a support system as you move into this next step of your life, whether you have a financial goal or a personal goal or a business goal, whether you want to get fit or you want to, do something new in your business, or you want to, do something new with yourself and your style, all of those things, you can accomplish any of those goals. Start small, work your way up to something big, and just know that even if it takes longer than you expected it to, even if it takes longer than you wanted it to, that's okay. Give yourself grace. The best way for you to become the woman that you want to be before the beginning of the year, before 2024 even gets here, is for you to get out of your own way. Okay, you have to stop waiting for things to be perfect. You gotta just start. The one thing that I love that people know about me is that I'm a risk taker. I'm just gonna go for it. Like, yeah, I plan things out because I like to have a structure and I like to have an idea, but I put faith in the fact that God is not going to steer me wrong. God is always going to make sure that I'm taken care of along the way of my journey. And so if I have a dream or a passion or a goal or something that I know that he has given me, I have to move forward on that. And so if God gives you a vision or you have a plan or something that you want to do, you're doing a disservice to yourself and the people that you could potentially serve if you don't move on that. And there was a point in time where I was afraid. I was very fearful about doing a thing that God told me that I needed to do. It was like, this is too scary. I don't want to do this because I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be successful at it. What if I fail? And all of these things that I allowed to get into my head, the negative self-talk and just the fear of either doing this thing and being successful or doing this thing and failing. And it took me months of going back and forth with it in my head and in my spirit. And it was just like, girl, just do it. Just get up and go for the thing. And regardless of what happens, at least you tried. You put it all out there. You put your best foot forward. Even if there were some days where you didn't put your best foot forward, you still tried. You still got up and you still committed to an idea that you had. You still committed to yourself because you put that thing down on a piece of paper and said, this is what I want and I'm going to go after it. And I didn't give up until I got that thing. And that doesn't matter if you put it down today and come back to it a few years later. As long as you are still putting forth the effort into that thing, that's what matters. You have to be proud of yourself for trying. Give me a snack. I was putting down that word. My little Minions cup. But yeah, y'all, sometimes you're going to fall off. Every day is not going to be perfect. I don't care what the internet shows you. These people be having these super aesthetic lives, super aesthetic homes. I'm telling y'all that that's not an everyday thing. Please get off the internet and allowing the internet to beat you up, and you're beating yourself up, telling yourself that you're not good enough, you're not doing good enough, you're just not, all of these things, saying all these negative things about yourself, but you don't know what's going on in other people's lives. We really need to just focus on ourselves, mind our own business, and pour into us. Pour into you with positive self-talk. Pour into you with eating the right way. Pour into yourself by surrounding yourself with good people who will pour into you when you don't have it to pour into yourself. You have to focus on you. Focus on the woman that you want to be. What does she eat every day? What does she dress like? What does she smell like? Who are her friends? What goals has she accomplished? How does she feel every day? What do you want your life to look like in 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 20 years? How do you want the trajectory of your life to play out? We just got to get focused. That's really the main thing, is, picking ourselves back up, brushing yourself off. It's like, yeah, I was down for a day. That's cool. I was down for a week. That's all right. I was down for a couple months. That's still all right. But today, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to go after what it is that I want. And I'm going to stay focused, and I'm going to stay committed on that thing. And I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to become the woman of my dreams, and I'm going to get everything that I came for. And I also implore you to surround yourself with like-minded people. And if you feel like you can't find like-minded people, go on Facebook. Get in some of these Facebook groups. Meet with some of these people who are outside of the network that you see yourself in, that you place yourself in. The people that you connect with to help you to get to that higher place, they're not going to look like the people that you hang with right now usually. But networking, going to these networking events, going to business events, going to these fitness classes, and trying new things, going out and meeting new people, it's going to expand your mind and open you up to way more possibilities and opportunities. You never know who you can meet when you allow yourself to be open to meeting new people and trying new things. Going out and eating by yourself. If you're one of those ladies who likes to go to the bar and go to the lounge, go sit at the bar by yourself. Girls love talking to each other. Talk to some people that you know that you probably wouldn't talk to any other way. People who dress different than you. You know, people who are eating different than you. Like, just put yourself out there. Commit to the woman that you want to be. But before you commit to her, you have to know who she is. You have to visualize your highest self so that you can show up as her. But if you don't know what she looks like, how can you visualize her? We got to get clear on our intention and our intention with who we want to become. Don't focus on what you don't want, who you don't want to become, because what you focus on magnifies. It gets bigger. But when you focus on what you do want and who you do want to become and the things that you need in your life, all of those things get bigger as well. Focus on your mental health by eating right, doing the things that you know that you need to do, journaling, going to sleep earlier. I'm telling y'all, I struggle with going to sleep early, okay? Like my, clock is from 10 o'clock to 7. So 10 in the morning, I feel good. By like around this time, 6, 7 o'clock, I feel like it's morning time for me right now. I don't know what your circadian rhythm, that's what it's called. My circadian rhythm, I don't feel like my circadian rhythm is the same as everybody else's. So you just gotta do what works for you. Don't try to be like everybody else. When it comes to like your personal style and how you want to show up, I know for me personally, I'm like, as a 33-year-old woman, I don't want to dress how I was dressing when I was 22. How do I want to present myself? So I did the feminine archetype test to see like what style fits me the best. And then I went and I made me a little Pinterest board of outfits that fit my taste and my style. And then I went to the clothing store, I went to the mall and just tried on different things, like what is flattering for my body, what makes me feel beautiful. Like when I was in my early 20s, I loved wearing the like short bodycon dresses and the 6-inch heels. These knees can't do 6-inch heels anymore. And those bodycon dresses was good for the club, but it's not good for these business meetings. So you just got to think about how you want to show up in the world and what makes you feel your best. If that's still your thing, that's perfectly fine. That's you. But I'm saying for me and how I decided that I want to show up in the world, I'm like, okay, I know that I need to make a change, right? How do I do that? And so creating those examples for myself by creating those Pinterest boards helped me a whole lot. We also need to learn to be okay with spending time with ourselves. Like, how do you expect other people to learn to like you if you don't even like you? You have to develop habits. You have to develop habits and a mindset that other people want to be around so that you can start attracting positive energy. But if your energy isn't positive and you don't even like being around you, ain't nobody else gonna want to be around you. And that's just tea. I'm tearing this trail mix up, y'all. But the last point that I just want to make is that we have to be open to change, right? We got to be open to making these changes. We can't be closed-minded. We can't be closed-hearted. If you desire love in a relationship in 2024 or in the last couple months of this year, because it is cuffing season, okay? If that's something that you desire, how are you going to get that? You can't do that by being closed off and not being open to receiving or being open to meeting new people. Place yourself in environments where you can meet somebody that you could potentially see yourself with. Don't settle for less than what you want out of anything, out of yourself, out of a partner, out of friendships, out of a job, out of life. Don't settle for less. But you have to know what you want in order to know when you're settling and when to not settle. Your dream life is literally waiting for you. It's on the other side of that mindset shift, just like I said. And once you get prepared and ready to change, the doors are going to open and the opportunities are going to flow through. So some things that I want for y'all to think about as we are entering into the Q4, entering into 2024, I want you to start thinking, who do I want to be in the next 12 months, 2 months, 1 year? Who do I want to be? How much money do I want to make? What career is going to be the most fulfilling to me? How do I get there? What type of people do I want to surround myself with? What is one goal that I have for myself that's big? What is one goal that I have for myself that's small? What are some habits that I could change about myself that I'm willing to and able to? And what are some things that I love about myself? Because we don't always want to focus on the negative. We want to also focus on something positive. What do you love about yourself? Let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and make sure that you subscribe, okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to check out this next one. Love you guys. See you in the next one.